Hail thee, and welcome once, twice, yea thrice. Welcome to the smear of singularity that be Mythalel's dimension. 'Tis a realm where the mundane is marketed as miraculous, and the miraculous, verily, here it be but a banal manic Monday of madness, naught else. Gird thy loins, good sirs and madams, for we are about to plunge into a province as peculiar as a wolverine warring with a watermelon. Quite the wondrously wild to witness war, huh? As we wend our way to the witty words that be wrote, we encounter Casper, the clairvoyant cadet, in circumstances boasting to be bountifully bizarre. First up, let's reinstall in your minds Master Casper. Casper, the clever clairvoyant, capably catches concealed confessions with his sharp mind and seamless style. He hath knowledge of people's deepest secrets ere they even think them. Casper, using his powers for good most of the time, whilst looking superbly super stylish. Dressed to dazzle, he beast often compared to the star of an Elton John tribute band. His attire is as striking as his psychic abilities. His presence is so luminous, it could be spotted from outer space. Truly, a lethal combination of style and mental prowess, Master Casper is anything but average. A mind reader with a taste for the extravagant, he navigates the world with a peculiar flair for unveiling the unspoken. And he does so with a promise of benevolence. Well, mostly. In the blink of an eye, he can reveal what hides in the shadows of your thoughts. The spotlight shifteth and we delve into a dulcet deviation in our discourse. This is not thy common interlude, nay verily. Enter the domain of the dually designated, destined to be, but not yet disclosed, persona of the Pirate King, a purple-pawed priest of peerless perspicacity, and a sovereign in the sphere of sonorous steel. Enrapture thine eyes with the vision of the Pirate King in his regal raiment, reigning over the rap-filled rendering with his raw rhythms, reaching rapture, recounting the rambunctious reports of his run-in with a great green goblin, gulping grotesque Goliath in a guttural growl that trembles with the terror of 1,000 tempests. Backing him up, behold our cunningly clothed Casper on the drum kit. His sticks, a swift blur, set a booming beat that braids beautifully with the Pirate King's potent prose. His usual telepathic talents are temporarily tabled as he merges into the mighty melody, each drumbeat echoing the epic of the Pirate King. Meanwhilst without, our Uncle Bud bears a burden in a bleak, besmirched alleyway, with his imaginary pirate ship nowhere to be seen. He's embroiled and embattled in a title bout, with a bunch of bums from Bob's branch breaking boss's business. Let's start with Andy, a genderless dwarf notorious for being a snitch, and two wizardly gnomes. Josh, a gnome noted for his know-it-all nature, but who, frustratingly, frequently fumbles, and Dose the Deuce, a gnome gripped by the grievous glitch of frequent foul flatulence floating from him freely. In the bloated belly of the battle, Bud's bewilderingly bizarre bewitched bong, typically a tool in the transmission of time-traveling smoke, now serves as his sole subjugating sledge, and almost as soon as he swings, it finds an unlooked-for fissure in the form of a crack. Back on stage, the Pirate King's performance pivots to a perilous plot. He relives the time he inadvertently invoked an apocalyptic dragon. How did he do this, you might say? Well, by uttering its true name, as a rule. A hush of silence erupts over the audience, not oblivious to the verity that this is not hardly a harmless, harmonious happenstance handling, but a harrowing historically happening. As the sound wanes, the voiceover resounds. And that, my friends, is how thou clumsily conjureth a dragon. Rememberest thou, Kilgore? Ah, well, if thou sayest his true name, run in fright. Now back to our street witch. Next, we have Uncle Bud. Uncle Bud is a street witch with an imaginary pirate ship and a bong that bestows breaths, bearing bizarre bends in time. In Mythalel's dimension, where the imaginary is indeed indubitably intrinsic, Uncle Bud's adventures are an alluring array of aquatic antics. He sails the 7 seas of the subconscious, puffing on his potent pipe, battling behemoths born of self-doubt and treasure troving for tantalizing tokens of truth. His encounters, like his spectacular showdown with a swarm of slightly menacing munchkins who work with the woodworking wizard Bob, wield his wand-like bong with the finesse of a fencing master, making each gust from the glass glint like cinematic sorcery. Imagine each puff propelling him through perilous waters where every wave whispers wisdom. In this whirlpool wonders, Uncle Bud finds his bong cracked, not by fate, but by the fierce frolics of his fantastical foray, turning his trusted tool into a tumultuous torrent of tantalizing twists. Is this a mere malfunction or magic making its mark? Either way, Uncle Bud's bong is now a whimsical water park where wild waves waltz and whims wander wetly. Bafflingly brilliant, isn't it? This adventure isn't just a story, it's a spectacle. You just can't make this stuff up. Or can you? Indeed, in Mythalel's dimension, everything and anything is poignantly possible. What will Uncle Bud, the slip-slide sage, the wet wizard of water, discover next in this bizarre bend of the bloated bathhouse black hole? Stay tuned. And speaking of genius, let us not forget about the Pirate King, a Sasquatch of superior intellect who is constantly on the quest for his long-lost ledger. This sagacious Sasquatch can solve a serpentine Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds, perform Beethoven's Fifth Symphony on his harmonica, and recite the revered works of Shakespeare in reverse, all whilst wandering the world for his elusive map. Quite the multitasker, our Pirate King. But hark! There's a herald for all inhabitants of Mythalel's dimension. Heed the harrowing news of Kilgore, the deadly dreadful dragon daringly dancing with danger whilst terrorizing the terrain. Yes, Kilgore, the notorious dragon, has been spotted again, this time munching away on innocent livestock. We urge all residents to tuck their tabbies and terriers tight indoors until further notice. It's a hassle, but consider this. It's preferable to offering your cows as dragon snacks. Trust in the tenacity of the Pirate King as he tackles the turmoil he beget in another episode. Who doesn't enjoy the occasional involuntary barbecue, right? Remember why we cower in fear, dear viewers? Because the Pirate King uttered Kilgore's real name. We've all had family put face down by more than a few monsters in our time, but they're nothing compared to this fiery foe. Stay safe, and remember, in Mythalel's dimension, even the dragons have different devilish detail displayed. But what's this? A sudden twist in our tale. Uncle Bud's boggling bong hath sprung a leak. Casper, with his cunning clairvoyance, doth sense the strife swiftly. He beckons the Pirate King for aid. The Sasquatch sage, with pixie dust and blowtorch, will diligently mend the mishap. But perchance Casper sees a better way. In Mythalel's dimension, quoth he, we wend not wantonly, but with wisdom. Our protagonist Casper, always dressed like he's in a rap video, employs his mind-reading powers. He senses the way to fix Uncle Bud's bong and beckons to the Pirate King. The Sasquatch equivalent of Einstein, as he pauses for a second, a mischievous twinkle flashes in his irises, momentarily brushes aside his quest for the elusive treasure map. He whips out his advanced repair kit, a bottle of rum and a straw. In the mystical land of Mythalel, he pompously declares, we believe in overkill solutions for minor inconveniences. Now, before we continue with our story, a word from our sponsor, Swans Crossing's Enchanted Guitars. Thou art introduced to Swans Crossing's splendid stringed sensations, capable of crafting chords like celebrated composers. Pray, play prudently with these powerful pluckers, but be warned, with magnificent might comes monumental responsibility. Verily, thou art now charged with the power of excessive rocking. So, gentle minstrels, wield thine axes wisely, for the realm may yet be unprepared for thy next chart-topping melody. Back to our tale. The Pirate King's ingenious repairs and Casper's mystical mind-reading skills have put Uncle Bud's fantastical bong back in prime condition, ready to traverse the enigmatic subconscious seas once more. Uncle Bud is fully geared up for yet another whirlwind adventure in the whimsical realm of Mythalel's dimension. In this episode, we've seen our characters embark on journeys that underscore the sheer force of imagination, the enduring strength of friendship, and the delightful absurdity that pervades life in Mythalel's dimension. Now we turn again to Casper. So keep thy merry, thy hearts hearty, and thy pixie dust handy. Thou never knowest when thou might need to mend a fantastical fairy float or aid a Sasquatch in his quest for a lost treasure map. As we depart from the comfort of Uncle Bud's ship, we find ourselves in a different dispensation of Mithalel's dimension. Casper calleth upon his consort Shaniqua, whose habitation harbors a haughty raptor named Orange Slice. Orange Slice, rancorous and reluctant to receive rogues, riseth in rancor. Casper, with his mind-melding mastery, maketh efforts to ease the enraged entity, lest danger doth develop. Remember, in Mithalel's dimension, the unforeseen unfurls just round the yonder bend, as Orange Slice, a formidable fusion of ferocity and fangs, sizes him up with suspicion. Casper, no novice in navigating the nettlesome, hath not yet included surviving a raptor rampage in his repertoire. Will his telepathic talents tame the tempestuous Orange Slice? Or will he devolve into a delicious daytime snack for grouchy guardian? Join us to discover how Casper, our psychic protagonist, maneuvers through this mere stroll in the park ordeal in yet another unfolding. And always remember, in Mithalel's dimension, surprises lurk just beyond the horizon. As our odyssey unfurls, leaving behind the lands of Casper and Orange Slice, we venture verily into the vaster, more mystical margins of Mithalel's manifold realm. Recall, if thou wilt, those unspoken unicorns. Verily, they vanish not as mere mythical mirages with shimmering shrouds and resplendent rainbows for tails. Nay, they are the nucleus and nectar of this noble domain, and with each tap upon the like button, a unicorn doth earn its wings. In this splendid spectacle, we shadow Starshine, the sovereign of splendor amongst these celestial creatures, as she steers her sky-bound brethren in a breathtaking ballet above. They soar o'er sumptuous sylvan stretches, past plunging pristine waterfalls, and high o'er haughty peaks, strewing sparkles of pixie powder that paint the skies with intoxicating iridescent arcs. Their display, a dazzling dance of elegance and might, is a marvel to behold, a majestic manifestation of Mithalel's magic. Yet, not all bodes well within the unicorn's ethereal estate. A dire darkened dome draws nigh, a harbinger of harrowing storms. The unicorns, sensing the sinister stir, congregate courageously, their wings whispering worry into the winds. As the tempest turns nigh, their magical motes must meet the melee. Can Starshine and her stalwart steeds harness the power of thy likes to fend off this fearsome foe? 'Tis a tempest of tumult and tenacity, of valor and unity, all unfolding in the enchanted expanse of Mithalel's dimension. Remember, each like thou givest is not merely a marker of merriment. 'Tis a spark of sorcery that grants a unicorn its wings, a beacon of hope for our earth-bound equine emblems. So, I beseech thee, keep those likes coming, and let us witness together what wonders next await in this enchanting epic.